Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we dive into the exciting world of SEC filings. Today we are cracking open a Form 8K, which is like a corporate breaking news report. You might think hotels and resorts sounds glamorous, but get ready for some numbers that might just keep you up at night. This Form 8K from Stirling Hotels and Resorts is all about updating investors on a few key things. They're letting everyone know the latest transaction price for their different classes of stock, and giving an update on their net asset value or NAV per share. NAV is basically the estimated worth of each share of the company. First, let's talk about the transaction price. This is the price at which Stirling Hotels and Resorts is accepting subscriptions for shares as of May 1st, 2025, and repurchasing shares as of the end of April 2025. There are different classes of stock and they each have a slightly different price. Class D shares are priced at 26.76, Class I shares at 26 cents as a 6, Class I shares at $26.06 These prices are priced at $26 and 89 cents. These prices are important for investors who are buying or selling shares directly with the company. Now let's dive into the net asset value. The company calculates this every month to give investors an idea of what each share is really worth. As of March 31, 2025, Stirling Hotels and Resorts NAV per share was 26. All them what the company thinks each share is worth, based on what it owns, what it owes, and how many shares are out there. Looking at what makes up the NAV, the biggest chunk is investments in real properties, which is about 67.4 million. That makes sense since they're in the hotels and resorts business. They also have about 4.2 million in cash and cash equivalents, plus a little over $1 million in restricted cash. On the other side of the balance sheet, they have about $31.2 million in debt, which includes mortgages, term loans, and credit facilities. After subtracting all the liabilities or debts from the assets or what they own, you get to that NEF of $40 amp $3.3 million. With about 1.5 million shares outstanding, that works out to the 26.84 NAV per share. The company also breaks down the ME per share by each class of stock. The Class D shares have an AV of 26.76. Class S and T shares are at 26.76. Class S and T shares are at $26.89. And Class I shares are at $26.84 and Valderton dollars money dollars. These differences might reflect different fees or other features associated with each class. It is also important to understand the assumptions they use when valuing their properties. For the March valuations, they used an average discount rate of 10.38% and an exit capitalization rate of 8.68% for hotel properties. These rates are used in a calculation to estimate the value of their hotels. A higher discount rate means a lower property value and vice versa. The same goes for the exit capitalization rate in the opposite direction. They even show how sensitive their property values are to changes in these assumptions. If the discount rate went down by just 0.25%, their asset values would go up to $66 million. That if it went up by the same amount, their asset values would drop to $66 million. The same kind of change to the exit capitalization rate would make the assets worth around $68 million or around $66.7 million or around $66 million. The same kind of change to the exit capitalization rate would make the assets worth around $68 million or around $66.7 million. The same kind of change to the exit capitalization rate would make the assets worth around $68 million effectively. The filing also gives us a look back at the previous month, February 2025. This helps us see if things are trending up, down, or staying about the same. As of February 28, 2025, their NAV per share was 26.72. This is a little bit lower than the 26.04 we saw in March. Looking at the breakdown, their investments in real properties were about $67 million, and their cash position was a bit higher at $5.5 million. Their debt was also similar at around $31.2 million of $40 million. All of this resulted in a total NAV of $40 million. With about 1.5 million shares outstanding at the time, their NAV per share came out to that 26.72 cents. Again, they break it down by share class. It looks like the differences between the classes are pretty consistent month to month. So what's the story here? Stirling Hotels and Resorts is keeping investors in the loop with regular updates on the value of their shares. We can see that most of the company's net asset value is related to real estate investments, meaning it is susceptible to hotel valuations and rates. While the differences from February to March might not seem huge, these numbers matter to investors trying to make smart decisions about buying or selling their stock. Now, zooming out and looking at the bigger picture, Stirling Hotels and Resorts seems to be operating in a pretty stable environment. The slight increase in AF per share from February to March is a positive sign, but it's important to remember that these values are based on estimates and assumptions. A company like this is always going to be exposed to risks like changes in interest rates, economic downturns that hurt tourism, and the general ups and downs of the real estate market. One thing that stands out is the company's debt level. Over $31 million in mortgages and loans is a pretty significant amount, and it's something investors should keep an eye on. If interest rates rise or the company's properties lose value, that debt could become more of a burden. Overall, Stirling Hotels and Resorts appears to be a fairly steady player in the hotels and resort space. However, like any investment, it comes with risks. It's crucial for investors to do their own risk tolerance before making any decisions. Thanks for watching Corporate Decoder. If you found this breakdown helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe for more insights into the world of corporate filings.